I'm Brittany Lewis, a reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is Forbes senior contributor Jeff Conway. Jeff, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Brittany, for having me. I appreciate it.
Jeff, I'm really excited to talk with you today. You recently talked to Kelly Clarkson and Nick Jonas, both about their new popcorn line, as well as Dolly Parton about her partnership with Duncan Hines. Can you tell us about those ventures?
Absolutely. So I spoke with Dolly Parton, who just turned 77 years young and looks amazing and is a wonderful person, living legend. She's actually partnering with Duncan Hines, the baking mix company, and just launched a few new products, including a cornbread, a biscuits, and a brownie mixes. And that's what we got to speak about. We also got to speak about her new album that's coming out. She's doing a rock album with people like Cher and Miley Cyrus and Stevie Nicks and Paul McCartney, Elton John. She had a new song come out last week. And she is doing amazing things. And she said she doesn't have to do things like Duncan Hines, but she wants to. And she said she's a good cook. She learned from her mom, but she's like, not everybody's a good cook out there. So she likes to have these baking mixes and being a part of it for people that don't know how to cook and can still create things in an easier way.
So, are these things, you just said that she doesn't have to do it. So, is it more this business venture a passion project?
I would definitely say for Dolly, it's definitely a passion project. And because as we know, she's done so much in her life, she doesn't have to, but I think she actually enjoys having her brand and having her name out there in different ways. You know, she's been a music artist, an actress, a philanthropist, but she wants to extend her name and become a household name in different ways. And I think that's great.
I love that. And as you said, she wants to be a household name in different ways. Historically, when you think about Dolly Parton, you think living, singing legend, not so much baked goods. So, historically, how much harder will it have to be for a line like this to be successful, opposed to something that might be a more natural fit in a celebrity's career path?
Well, I think for Duncan Hines, I even know my grandma used to make chocolate Duncan Hines cakes, so they've been known for a while. So I think for Dolly, it's a great way to put a name to it and kind of revitalize these brands in ways that, yes, we knew them from yesteryear, but now Dolly's a part of it. So now they're almost relevant again, these brands. That's why they want people like Dolly a part of them.
And what has been the response to these brands from the public?
Sure. Well, I mean, going into Nick Jonas and Kelly Clarkson and their Rob's Backstage Popcorn, Nick Jonas is a co-founder, and there's a celebrity partnership right now with Kelly Clarkson about her new classic barbecue brand for Rob's, and it's actually really delicious. It's very low in sugar. It's like 1 gram. And obviously, they already have a huge following on social media, and there's their fans in general. So when they post about these things, people flock to it. People try it because if you're a fan of them, they're going to try the product. So it's genius marketing, really.
What makes a successful celebrity partnership, new brand or product versus one that would fall flat?
So I think from a business side is when the celebrity is actually truly involved with the product. And I think people are looking for that. You know, public and business alike are looking for authenticity. When I spoke with Blake Lively about her Betty Buzz mixer drink, she was in it from the ground up. She was not there to slap her name. She even said, like, I'm not here to slap my name on a product. I'm going to be part of building it. And I think there's an appreciation to the consumer when they know that you're not just showing up for a notoriety name. You're actually there to create a passion project and you actually believe in this product.
And how can the audience tell the difference there?
So that's tough. I think that's actually really tough. You know, if you're not having conversations like we are with these individuals, it's hard to know that sometimes. But I think people can tell through their social media and the way they're talking about things sometimes. It's more about the details of what they talk about with the product. It's not just, hey, I'm at this party, try the tequila, and that's it. Then you're like, yeah, maybe that's not really, big. You're just, it's a quick shout out. But when you actually talk about the passion you put into it and you're actually sharing videos and content on social media about why you decided to do this and why this means something to you, people respond to that.
And I do want to talk about Blake Lively. You talked with her about her product. Her name's not directly on there. It's Betty Buzz. So what is the inspiration she had to get started there?
So I know her husband has aviation gin, Ryan Reynolds, and she thought it'd be a cool way to kind of complement his own gin. And they've actually worked together, even on video commercials before video ads. They've worked together and marketed both Betty Buzz and aviation gin as a cocktail drink together. So it's very smart marketing on their part. And from the ground up, she said she was trying thousands, hundreds of different flavors to make sure that this was actually the kind of flavors they want to put out. There's only like 5 or 6 flavors as of now so far from Betty Buzz. So she really did take the time and make sure that it was something that was quality. It's funny, you'll appreciate this being a New Yorker. She even told me she went out on the street before they launched and brought a bunch of Betty Buzzes on the street corner on like Fifth Avenue and just let people try them and get public response and reaction and reviews beforehand. So could you imagine seeing, Serena Vanderwoodson from Gossip Girl chilling with these drinks outside? It was pretty incredible that she just wanted to do this, but smart focus group that use the real world and get real person reactions.
I live in the Upper East Side, so that would be, every Upper East Sider's dream come true. You cover the intersection of business and entertainment. Are these types of partnerships like Dolly Parton, like Blake Lively, where they're really starting at the ground up, usually more successful than someone who comes in at the end when the product's already produced and just puts their name on it?
I think it's tough to answer that because I think sometimes the ones that do come in and just slap their name on it, people don't know. Like we were talking about earlier, sometimes they don't know. So sometimes it's just the product and it's the way it's marketed and whether it's the video campaign or what they're doing with it. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, I think a lot of the times, if it's a big star and they put their name to it. But again, I think certain customers and certain consumers can see through what is, just showing up, putting their name on it, smiling, and then going on. And the ones that really are talking about the passions and the process it took to make the product.
I do want to talk about the fan element here, which I can imagine is important. How much does the success of a celebrity's new venture depend on their current fan base, or does the product speak for itself?
No, I think going back to Nick Jonas, it's wild. Even, posting my Forbes article that fortunately Nick Jonas shared both on his Instagram, on his Twitter, the fan base went crazy for it. And, I had a few likes at first, and then he retweets this and it shows you how many eyeballs go to it once it's on his radar and being shared through him. So I think when you have a large following and you're very well known as a celebrity today, that definitely benefits you than being someone that, maybe was well known back in the day is now trying to have a resurgence with the product. That can potentially work, but if you already have that base that's active and relevant now, I think it makes your product extra successful.
You've covered a lot of celebrities and their new business ventures. What is a common theme you're seeing when a celebrity starts a new entrepreneurial project?
When they start a new one, I think they actually do it very carefully. I've noticed a lot of celebrities that do join products, they make sure that it's good for their brand identity. And I mean their brand as a whole person, as a celebrity and everything that they do. I interviewed Scarlett Johansson about the Outset skincare line that she co-founded. And that meant a lot to her to make sure that she was part of the ground up work in that. She goes to all the Sephora stores when they do like marketing campaigns. She shows up for everything. So I know consistency. And if you say you're going to be part of this brand, you really have to be 2 feet in. And I think a lot of these celebrities are noticing that you can't just be, hey, I'll say one quick shout out and then I'm good for the year. You have to be out there in the public, showing up that product. And because it's good, it's good marketing and it's great for social media to keep you relevant in between maybe TV or film projects.
Someone who I think of when I think of these side projects that kind of turn into their new business is Chrissy Teigen. She was a model. She still is a model, but she really turned her cooking passion into a whole line, Cravings by Chrissy. I mean, I've gotten that cookbook for people for Christmas. I have the robe. Like, she really made that her entire brand identity now. That's what I most associate her with. Have you seen this with any other celebrities where they're turning these passion projects into their full business?
Well, yeah, I mean, going back to even Scarlett Johansson, she does not have social media, but she actually uses the TikTok and the other Instagram channels of the Outset and promotes it. And you'll see fans that are Scarlett Johansson fans and Marvel fans sharing these Outset videos. And it's the coolest thing to see this kind of marketing where she's not even in Marvel anymore. And yet they're all sharing it. It's free publicity. It's free PR. It's like the best spin that this company could ask for. So it's pretty genius to see when these things happen.
Well, Jeff Conway, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brittany, for having me.